everyone, I'm Allie, co-founder of Potomac Beads. Today I'm going to do for you a set of earrings to match a necklace, the Royal Matters. We're going to be working on these little crystal studs here and learning how to kind of bezel set working around some right angle weave. So to begin the Royal Matters earrings, you have on your thread and needle 4 of the 6mm disco ball crystals, followed by an 11-15-11 pattern. Ending 4 of those patterns, we're going to tie our beads into a loop. I'm going to need enough thread at the end of the 0.006 wildfire beading thread to tie a knot and to hold on to the thread. I have a size 12 needle on and I'm working with about 3 feet of thread. From here, knowing that I ended with seed beads, I'm going to go through one of my crystals and begin the back of the earring. The back of the earring is going to be a series of 4 seed beads, then 1 11, then 4 15s. Once you have those seed beads on your needle and thread, you're going to go back through that same 6mm bead and out the other side. When you're back through that 6mm bead, I also want you then going through just the 11 O's that are on the corner of this right angle unit. Going through the 11s and not the 15. The reason we're going through the 11s and not the 15 is that will cause the 15 to poke out the side and create a corner. From here then you're going to continue on all the way around, adding in those seed beads, looping around the 6mm bead and sewing through just the 11 O's till we have 4 of our little petals around the 6. Once you add in your final kind of corner of seed beads, you're going to be coming out one of the 6-0 beads. You're going to go up through the 4 15s with your needle and come out through the 11-0 seed bead. Coming out through the 11-0 seed bead, we're going to bend all of these pieces back so that they are wrapped into one another and they are going to go around our actual earring post. If you do not want to make these a post and you want them to dangle down, you would skip this section completely and catch up with us after this section. From here, what I'm going to do is get my padded post in there, take the thread and needle, and go around catching all of the 11-0 seed beads that are at the top of each of those little kind of petals of seed beads. So you're going to go right around, and we're going to do this 2 complete times. So we're not adding any beads, we're just sewing right around, going through the 11s, which is drawing our seed beads back towards the middle. Once we're through all 4 of these, we're going to position our ear wire, which will sit right on top of the 6mm rounds. Give a nice tight pull and get that stuck right in there, and it fits perfectly. Again, I'm going to reinforce going back through that whole grouping of 11-0 seed beads another time so it makes it nice and tight. After I'm done doing that, we're going to come back up through one of our rows of our 4 11-0 or 4 15-0 seed beads. And that's going to bring us so that we can decorate the front of the pattern. If your piece of ear wire that you're using is floating around the back a little bit and not sitting correctly, you always can do a dab of glue too after the piece is finished. From here, once you get those 2 through, I want you to go down through one of those seed bead legs of the 4 15s that your thread was going through. Go through a 6-0 seed bead, or I'm sorry, 6mm bead, and that brings us now to the front of the design to decorate out there. When you come to the front of the design, we're doing the same thing, but instead of adding in a seed bead, we're adding in a crystal. I'm using the 2x3mm rondelles in the green color to look a little bit like the center of the flower. Adding in 3 of my 15s, 1 of my crystals, 3 15s. Again, circling around that 6mm bead, and then same thing, going through just the 11-0 seed beads. So we already did this once around the back. We're going to do this once around the front as well to bring our crystals to the front of the design. This is just, when you think about it, going to be embellished right angle weave as we circle around here. When you are going through and adding in your seed beads along this outer edge, make sure if your needle goes through an 11-0 seed bead, just back that out because you only want to go through the crystals. Go through in the crystal again now. You'll see a little bit of thread. Once we end to the front, you won't see much thread at all. Add in 3 more 15s, 1 crystal, 3 more 15s, circling around the 6mm round, and then going through just the 11 OC beads. As you finish adding in that last little row of the crystals, I'm going to kind of push them towards the front, just like we did the back when we grabbed the 11 O's. You're going up through one of the sides of 15s, through one of the crystals, and then we're going to sew around through all of the crystals to bring them into the center. That tail there wants to be towards the top. I'm going to force that to the bottom so that way it does not get mixed in with my design. Circling around, we're going to attach all of those 2 by 3mm rondelles along the circle, sewing through once and twice, just like we did along the back seed beads. At this point, if you want to, you can stop with the design here in the center. What I'm going to do is decorate the center a little bit more, adding a 15, one of my 2mm beads and a 15. Going over, I'm going to go to the same side that my thread is currently coming out of. Sew in, coming out on the right, sew into the right. Add another 15. Sew down through the crystal. That same crystal. Add another 15. And back through that bottom 2 by 3 that my thread was originally coming out of. Give it a nice little tight yank, and that'll pull that crystal right there into the middle to kind of look like a little present right along the interior. From here, we're going to get down to the outer edge, and this time we get to catch on to the corner 15s. So we're coming down through the seed beads along that outer edge, through our 6mm bead again, through the 11, and this time we do want to come out through that corner 15. The corner 15 from here on, super simple pattern. We're going to add a 2mm crystal, then you're going to add 2 of your 15s, 2mm crystal, 2 more 15s, 2mm crystal, and around to the next 15 OC bead that sits along the outer edge. That pulls those crystals nice and on the side, and you can see by the finished one, we are going to repeat that another 3 times. Once repeated then, all I do is tie off the start thread with the end thread, and the earring is actually completed. So again, going around in the circle, you're going to add 3 crystals with 2 15-O's between each, and then just circling up around the piece, going into the next 15-O. Coming here, going to the next corner piece, and in. I have 2 more corners to add, and then like I said, all I have to do is completely tie off the thread, and I have my little Royal Madder stud crystal earrings completed. As always, thanks so much for watching these Royal Madder earrings. Remember, you can check out the necklace design as well for a little bit variance in some of that different decorated right angle weave. Remember, if you need any of the materials, they were listed at the beginning, or they are in the description right below me, below the video. You can check out links to PotomacBeads.com as well as PotomacBeads.eu. As always with the YouTube channels, you can give a little thumbs up, comment below any changes, design ideas, or questions you may have, as well as subscribe to this YouTube channel to get regular updates from us here at Potomac Beads. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy your Royal Madders crystal studs.